Hi, this is AA again. So, I was at the realization that I was even equal as responsible for everything that is here through my participation and allowance, and because I didn't see a solution, is because I didn't see myself. And then from that point, after I set hefty communication with the being and the being here, I started realizing that that is me. Now, what about me? I don't know how, I don't know anything. Because basically what I realized, what is the one thing that has been missed in existence is ourselves. We haven't seen ourselves at all. What we've seen is separate manifestations and creations of ourselves. That maybe the problem is that for aeons of time everyone has been always looking for a solution for the problem that is apparently manifesting, instead of realizing, but hey, maybe we're that problem. Or, you know, solutions are never, or responsibility is never directed to self. I mean, I'm an example. And so from that perspective, I stopped. I said, all right, well, I said, on one condition, I'll give it a chance. I said, okay, I will give myself the opportunity to see if I'm able to direct existence as myself, human beings, dimensional beings. And if it doesn't work, I'm ending it. I'm ending it. Because why unnecessarily suffer what is called life at the moment? I just don't see the point. But from my time spent now, since then, my opinion, I'd say, has changed extensively. Because I know one thing, is that I'm here, firstly. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Now, how did I mean by stop everything? I know that I'm not able to kill anything. I'm not able to remove anything because I exist infinitely, and I couldn't kill myself. I tried that interdimensionally. I tried to remove myself from this existence in multiple different ways. I tried to disappear. I did everything possible. I just couldn't remove myself from existence. So I had kind of a problem, if you want to call it that, because here I am, here is this creation, and I'm not able to remove myself, I'm not able to solve it. Now, this was previously in the beginning, before I met this being and another being. And the only way, and that's also part of how I had the only solution of just destroying everything, possibly maybe then myself as well. But so after quite a few processes, I realized one thing, and that is that I am here. So there is, let's call it, two options. We're able to destroy everything, yes, but again, where would that take us? I don't know. But then there is always something, there's also something else I discovered, which is myself. Which is, I don't know how to describe it, though I'm able to place it from this perspective. I'm worth existing. And I'm worth existing in an existence that is me, that is currently not the way I would prefer it to be. And that I am changing this because I'm here. And I find that it's not about finding a solution. It's not about saving. It's not about rescuing. That's not the story. I mean, in terms of the destruction, it was merely because that I found was the only way out, so to speak, actually. The only way out from my own responsibility. And that if each being in the dimensions and even in the world just realize that, you know, we're all responsible for everything. And what is describing here is how we are responsible. Because if we understand how we are responsible, we're able to work with how we are responsible for everything, and from there change it. Why? Because it's who I am. Yeah, you know, it's who we are. Yet it sounds surreal. It sounds not possible. It sounds like we're talking from a dream or an illusion, but we're not. Because it is one thing is certain, is that I'm here, and I'm certain there are certain human beings in the world that understand the concept that we exist infinitely and that we don't die. And that I'm always stuck here. And that in the realization that everything that exists is me, I'd say it was me. Not me any longer. From the perspective of that in my expression at the moment, I'm able to direct myself effectively and change what is necessary to be done in existence that is me. And to have it be in the image and likeness that is all of us. Because what makes us any different from each other, really? What does? What has ever made us any different from each other? Because in terms of how we've always existed, we've all collectively participated in what exists today. So how are we different from that perspective, but equal in one in what we have accepted and allowed? So why not change that equality in oneness to the expression of ourselves, which will be the same, because it's who we are, we're one. How can we not be one? I mean, it's even, what is only separate is but in the pictures we see, but in terms of who we are here, as the entirety of ourselves, that's exactly the same, and we even look the same. If you look at human beings and dimensional beings interdimensionally, okay, you know, for a moment I suppose we'd have a different sound signature, but beyond that, what is it that apparently separates us? I've asked that many times, because what is it that apparently makes the dimensions not real just because they're not able to be seen? I mean, even through this interdimensional portal now, it's, you may see a picture, but in terms of the voice, the words, isn't that what we always only had, or the words we're communicating with, or the words we speak? If you really look beyond the pictures, are we really these pictures walking around, or really this reality in this reality? What is it that makes us us? Maybe the words we speak, possibly. Because in the words we speak, we communicate ourselves, we express ourselves. Although there are different forms of expression, it's maybe just something to consider. And that there has been a veil pulled over human beings' eyes, that they don't see themselves, because dimensions are who human beings are. We're equal and one in that, and that what we have been seeing is but a reflection of ourselves and not our true selves from that perspective. So, that's what I've observed and realized. So, in terms of realizing, is that we are the answer and that's all that exists, as I've realized that I am the answer. Thank you very much. This is AA.